All right, we're ready. Are you ready?
I am.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Hormoz Rashidi.
Okay, so you went to physical therapy today.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. How long have you been doing physical therapy?
On and off for like a year and a few months.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I hurt my back. I don't know when. Years ago. But then recently, like, about a year ago, I was at a music festival in San Francisco, outside Lance. And after the first day, I threw my back out the next morning. And I was like, fuck, this is really bad. And I missed the second and third day of the festival because of it. And so did my girl. So,
What kind of music do you listen to?
I love rock and hip hop and R&B, and I love this EDM group called Odessa. I
Okay.
don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
They're really good.
I'm more rock persuasion.
Yeah, like what kind of rock?
Like, I like the old stuff. And then I'm really into, like, Hellstorm is my favorite band now.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
It's a girl singer. She has Pat Benatar range. It's actually her birthday today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Met her once and verbally vomited all over her. It was so bad. I was like 35 and I just vomited. Like I was all, oh my God, well, first of all, we were standing where the tour buses were and I was like, okay, we can go. And the security guard comes out and he's like, hey, Lizzie's gonna come out and meet the crowd. And I looked at John and I was like, we gotta go. And he's all, no, Lizzie's coming. And I was like, I know, we gotta go. And he's like, no, she's coming. And I was like, I know. Like, I was like, why are you not listening? And he goes, Joy, turn around. And I turn around and she's standing right there. And I was all, I love you. I wrote a book and I put your band in it, but I didn't go against copyright, so you don't have to sue me. But if you want to sue me, it's okay because then we'll have a date in court. And I was like, oh my God, why are you still talking?
What'd you say?
She just laughed and she's like, okay. And then she signed some things and she gave me a hug and then like I left and I was like, why didn't you stop me? He's all, because when you started, there was no stopping you. I was like, yeah, okay, good point.
Yeah, he's smart.
What about you? Have you ever had any like crazy fangirl moments?
Whenever I see anybody from MTV's The Challenge come to the Comedy Store, I always hook them up with good seats.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of MTV's Real Road Rules, The Challenge. So that's pretty lame. But I love that shit.
What about a musician? Like, who would you want to meet?
Oh, when Kid Cudi came to the Comedy Store, I fanned out on that for sure. I've listened to so much Kid Cudi in like happy and sad moments. He's dope. And like Talib Kweli, that was cool.
I have no idea who any of those people are.
Just rappers.
I feel so dumb. One of them came in a while ago and like Jeffrey Burner was like, oh my gosh, it's so and so. And I was
Yeah,
like,
Jeff knows some obscure people I don't even know. He's like, do you know Bugsy Bose or something? I'm like, nah. There are some like new rappers who I bet are dope, but he's, I don't really know about the new guys as much.
yeah, and like I love Highly Suspect. They're a rock band. Yeah, so I like the rock.
Nice. Yeah, I love GNR, and I like.
You like the old school shit.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd. I grew up on Pink Floyd, so.
Yeah, Pink Floyd's cool. Beatles are alright. Stones are cool. I like classic rock. I like hairband shit too, though.
Oh, so does John. I make fun of him so hard for it. I'm like, really? Shut up. Okay. And he's older than me, so I'm like, ew, were you making out with chicks in like your jean jacket? And he's like, yeah, I was. And do you really want to hear about it? And I'm like, no, you're right, you win. Okay. I don't want to know. So, are you going anywhere? Are you traveling? Are you?
Yeah. In November, I'm going to the Philippines with my girlfriend and her family.
For comedy?
No, for sex tourism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her family goes every year for like sex tourism, and this year her dad was like, "I think you should come." And I was like, "Wouldn't miss it for the world, sir." No, it's just like
What should I pack?
they go every year. And this year they invited me to come, which I'm super stoked on. It should be really fun.
Okay. Is your girlfriend from the Philippines?
Yeah, yeah. It'd be weird if she wasn't though. And they go every year. It's like,
I massage a lot of Filipino people. My doctor, she's a Filipino.
really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're really nice. So many nurses are Filipino.
Yes.
It's like a stereotype, but it's super true.
It is. What was I watching? I was watching some comedian, and he was like, "What are you, Filipino?" And he's like, "Are you a nurse?" Oh, it was Rick. It was
Yeah.
Rick Ingram. Oh,
Yeah.
God, I was laughing so hard. So what else are you into?
I love going to the national parks, camping. Outside of comedy, that's probably my favorite thing to do is just to go, just get away from the city.
Now, do you like it just for the drugs or for the nature too?
No. I mean, I love drugs. I love doing mushrooms out in nature. But like on most of the trips, we'll go for like a couple weeks, maybe 1 or 2 days, we'll do a little bit of mushrooms. The rest of the time, we'll just be, it's just so beautiful and fun, you don't even need hard drugs.
Okay. What's your favorite national park?
It's hard. Joshua Tree is probably my favorite since I go to it the most, it's the closest.
Okay.
But Lassen National Park,
Where's that at?
it's in California, almost to Oregon.
Okay.
It's really beautiful. It's like more remote, so less people. Like Yosemite's beautiful and so is Grand Canyon, but when I went there were so many people. I think we went to the south rim of Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I don't. We've drove by the Grand Canyon because at one point I lived in Texas,
Uh-huh.
and my dad was like, "Do you want to go see it?" And I was like, "Fuck no."
It's so dope. You should have went.
But I am really clumsy.
No.
I would be that chick. I know me.
No, there's handrails. It's
I
all
would-
safe.
I
It's
know
designed
me.
so that disabled people can go to the edge.
No, I'm a different type of disabled person.
Yeah.
I can
There's
trip.
even a room you can go to and look at it through glass up top so that you can, you know.
Because I grew up right next to Yosemite, and I've only been there once.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just went last like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago.
Like my best friend in high school, her mom took us, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Did you enjoy it?
I guess I'm not a nature person. I'm not a relaxed person,
Uh-huh.
which is weird for what I do. But like, I'm all, we're not getting anything done. They're like, "No, let's just take a walk." I'm like, "What? But what can we do? Like, what are we gonna do that's productive during this walk?"
Yeah, just see pretty things.
Yeah, I've always been that weird. Like, John likes to go on drives. I don't know why we're married. We're like the complete opposite. He's like, "Let's go for a drive." I'm like, "Why? What are we gonna do? Like, what's the end project?" And he's like, there is none." Well then, no. Can I take my computer? Like, no, just enjoy it. I'm like, ugh. Not the relaxing type person. Now, did you start relaxing once you left Washington, or were you always kind of into nature?
Washington.
Weren't you in Washington?
No.
No?
We went to Lassen National. I mean, no, I started doing stand-up in D.C.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. No, I mean, it was a stressful job, but working in D.C., but I've always been a pretty chill dude, I think.
Okay.
I don't know, I smoke a lot of weed.
Did you when you were in DC?
it was harder to get weed, and I was working so much, it was hard to smoke weed, but yeah, if I could find some, I'll get it. But not as much, not nearly as much.
See, I'm that weird person that has never smoked weed.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, I almost quit comedy because of Brody.
Really?
Yeah, because he has that joke where he says 80% of comedians smoke weed and the other 20% aren't funny. And I was all, I'm not funny.
Why
I
don't
should
you smoke
quit.
weed though?
Yeah, I had a fucked up childhood
Uh-huh.
and I blame a lot of stuff on it,
Uh-huh.
which sounds so stupid. But yeah, I have a very big resentment towards it. Like, I feel that everything that went bad in my childhood was because of pot, which is so stupid. But I can't change that, so. Like, my parents forgot us a lot at school. Like, we would literally be waiting 2 hours for
If
them.
there were potheads?
Just because I felt that they were just irresponsible. And so, I think that's why I'm so rigid as I am. Because I'm like, let's just keep everything productive and let's do nothing silly. So, yeah. And I just kind of started discovering that. I was like, oh, okay, I'm weird. All right, great. That's what I needed. So, now where did you meet your girlfriend?
We met through Kim Congdon, comedian.
Really?
Yeah, me and Kim were working on something together, and she was roommates with my girlfriend, and that's how we met, and we just hung out a couple times when I came over to hang with Kim, and then I fell for her and asked her out, and we started hanging out, and then we've been together for 5 years now.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying
How about you? How did you guys meet your wife?
to. My mom and John's mom are best friends, and our grandparents lived like next door to each other. So John's mom is my godmother, and my mom is John's godmother.
It's like God incest.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I have a whole bit about it where I say that we met on Ancestry.com and all that fun stuff. But I'm named after his mom.
That
So-
sounds interesting.
And we live next door to each other. We live in a compound.
Right?
Uh-huh. So John's
Religious
grandpa.
compound?
No. But John's grandpa bought this property and he built 3 houses and 4 apartments. I'm in one house, my mother-in-law's in one house, my sister-in-law's in one house, and then there's other people in the apartments. So, yeah, we live, and it's crazy because we have the same name. Like every once in a while she'll pay our gas bill or something. She's like, I paid your gas bill. I'm like, oh, cool. Thank you. But at one point, I opened my Mervin's bill, and it was paid off. And I was like, what? Holy shit. And then I realized it was her name and not mine. And I had to walk down there, and I was like, hey, I accidentally opened your Mervin's bill. And she's like, I thought I paid it off. I'm like, oh, you did. You did. I have not yet, so thank you for that.
That's so funny.
Yes. So what got you into comedy?
I always loved it and enjoyed making people laugh. And I always wanted to try it. One year, I made that as my resolution was to do stand up. And then my then ex was like, hey, you said at the beginning of the year you wanted to do this. She got me a joke book and was like, you should write some jokes, try it. And so I did it in December of that year, so I waited a whole year
Yeah.
between saying I was going to do it and doing it. And then, this December will be 10 years, and then I started doing it.
So what made you decide to move out here?
At first, I started in DC for 6 months, then I moved to New York for a couple of years, because
Oh.
everybody said you get the most stage time there.
Uh-huh. Is that true?
Yeah, for sure. But I just ran out of money in New York, and I'm from out here, so I was like, it'll be easier out here. And it was.
So how did you get to DC then?
I was a poli-sci major in college.
Okay.
So I moved to DC and got a job with the National Iranian American Council to lobbying, like, nonprofit. It's mainly trying to stop war between the U.S. and Iran.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I quit that job, started doing stand up, moved to New York, and then I moved here about 7 years ago.
Okay. Do you miss it or do you like being here?
I know I like it here better, but for sure I miss New York. New York's awesome. It's super fun. I don't miss the weather, but here we get perfect weather almost 300 something days a year.
See, everybody says that, but it was windy as fuck today.
Windy?
Yeah, I live in Santa Clarita.
Is that where you grew up?
No, I grew up in Madera, Fresno.
Okay, I know Fresno.
I actually went to Fresno State
Nice.
until I
covered territory.
I went to Fresno State till I met a guy online and then moved to Texas and dropped out of school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Smart.
And then moved back. And then John was like, hey, you want to try? And he was going through a really bad divorce and child custody case. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? And I never left. Fucking stalked the hell out of him. I was like, you're mine now. And then we went through the whole child custody, whole divorce thing, and then finally, and then he went to Portland for a year for work. And then finally I was like, hey, it's my turn to do something. I want to try stand up. And he was like, okay. And so, still trying.
So
Now, how did you get the door guy position? Was it easier or?
No. I was here for like a couple years under Tommy, the old town coordinator.
Uh-huh.
And he wouldn't hire me as a door guy. But then when Adam got hired, I told him I was still interested, and he was like, okay, you'll be the next one I hire. And so, yeah, I was the first door guy Adam hired.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool.
And you're kind of one of the last regimes because so many of them are. It's like we have so many new ones now.
Oh, so many, yeah. Garza was there before. And there's a few Abby.
Guam's been here forever, right?
Yeah, Guam came after me though. The crack Guam was like right after the shooting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right after.
How long was before the shooting?
No, he's been around before the shooting. He was a door guy at the La Jolla store before that too.
Okay. Were you here for the shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Out in the belly room.
That's crazy.
The police suspected the reason the shooter ran away was because he heard I was around.
Ah,
That's the rumor.
that's a good rumor.
Right, Brett?
Yup.
Leave him alone, he's jerking off.
I hope somebody's at home jerking off to this. So.
God, me too. Like, I so want to start tagging, like, fetish in this. I would so be happy with, like, a fetish following.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Where they're like, ooh, she's not wearing shoes, which I'm not. Or, oh, I'm totally into fat girls. I'd be like, hey, I'll eat a donut while I'm massaging someone.
Come watch my show.
Please.
Yes,
I'm rubbing naked people. It's fun. So besides your back, what else, have you heard anything, broke anything?
Yeah, I broke my thumb playing basketball a few years ago. Broke my nose playing basketball as a kid. That's as far as breaking. It's like, yeah. But yeah, it feels like a lot actually.
Did you play basketball? Is that just your only
Yeah.
sport?
Yeah, pretty much. As a kid, I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, I loved it. I wanted to be an NBA basketball player until I started playing against black kids.
When did that happen? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Yorba Linda,
Okay.
in Orange County, and that happened when I was like 11 or 12. Going, at middle school, suddenly you go up against like kids who have already started puberty and who are just faster and better than you.
Right.
And I was like, very quickly, just like, oh, okay, this isn't happening.
You're all just kidding. I'll just do it recreationally.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's just do that. What made you get into poli-sci?
I just always loved politics.
Really?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the whole like WWE aspect of it too. Like the phony belongingness of it. I think it's funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever had anybody just go insane on you about politics?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I would get back in college, I would get in arguments with people about the Iraq War all the time.
I had a lady once, she was on my table, and she asked me, and I knew, like, sometimes you just know, and you still fucking say it. And she was like, do you vote? And I go, no, because I don't think it makes a difference. And she stood up on the table, completely naked, and started crying. And it was when it was Trump and Hillary. And she was like, you're going to let Hitler reign again. And she was Jewish. And she's like, you're going to cause the second Holocaust. And I was like, I'm just a massage therapist.
She's kind of weak there.
I was like,
You
It's
are gonna let the second Holocaust.
It's me. It's just
Yeah.
me. It's all joy. Like when the second Holocaust starts,
Don't say
blame
it anymore.
joy.
Yeah.
And I'm all, please just lay back down. And she was crying. Oh, it was so awful. I had to call her husband. I was like, hey, oh, and then she started bawling at me. She's like, you're just gonna let other people choose who you want. And I was like, well, I don't think it matters. They're all awful people.
In California, it doesn't matter.
And she started bawling at me like a sheep. She was all, bah. And I was like, please stop bawling at me, which is a sentence I never thought I'd ever have to say in my life. I was like, okay. This is fun.
What a crazy person.
I love her to death. But she has caused some of the craziest moments in my life. Like, first time I did stand-up, I did it at the Haha. You know, $5, 5 minutes. I didn't know what to do. And her husband came to support me, which is super cool. And she decided to pay $5 for 5 minutes. And she's like, I hope you don't mind. And I was like, well, no, but this is kind of like my night. Like, whatever, okay, it's just an open mic. And she went up and they were flashing the light at her. They turned off the mic. And she just wouldn't get off stage. It was so, and they're like, who brought this lady? And I was like, fuck. Me. And then I had a show and she came and it was at a pizza parlor and there were kids there and Jill Chrissy was there and Jill Chrissy was talking about, she's like, fuck, I want to say bad things, but there's kids here. And she stood up and she was like, I'm sorry, but I'm a performer, and if you want to say something, you should just say whatever you want. And if they don't like it, they can just pick up their pizza, take their kids, and leave. And they did. And the pizza place was like, yeah, you guys can't do comedy here anymore. I was like, oh, shit. And they're like, who brought this chick? And I was like, fuck me. So, yeah, I don't talk politics anymore. Because there was the moral of the story is you will get bought at like a sheep. Did anything ever happen to you when you were in DC? Like any crazy protests or anything?
Yeah, like there was once this briefing we were having on the Mujahideen Khalik, which was like a terrorist organization that the U.S. government was considering taking off the terrorist list, and like, you know, we were against that because we were like, that's just gonna make it seem like the U.S. supports a terrorist organization that's like killing people in Iran, but doesn't care if they're killing people in Saudi Arabia. And they tried to infiltrate the event and stuff, and it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, some weird spy shit.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it was fun, but it was like, it was weird.
Is it like one of those things that when you think about, like you're like, oh shit, that was my life?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple things that have happened to me that I, like when I tell people about it, I'm like, oh fuck, that's part of my life. Like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What about here? Any bad heckler stories?
Not really.
Oh, see, nobody has any good heckler stories anymore. It makes me sad.
Like, I think the best heckler stories are when, like, you get them to be quiet quickly and then go on to other jokes. But I've been really mean to some people.
I haven't been mean yet. I've done the just like tear them down like my kid sort of thing. Like, hey, this is mommy's time right now.
Yeah.
If you're quiet, I'll give you Skittles. Just shut up. So do you still play basketball?
No.
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 Now, where's your favorite place to do comedy?
Oh, the original room in the Comedy Store.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now if we take the comedy store out of it.
The San Francisco Punchline is really dope.
Okay.
Pretty great room. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Where's the worst?
Uh,
Original room of the comedy store? No.
the worst. Well, the Lovett's Comedy Club used to be the worst.
Where was that? On City Walk?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like designed for like music to be played there, so it was a really tall stage for like a big rock band.
Uh-huh.
But then when you stand up on it, it's like you're standing way above this like small crowd of tables. So it wasn't like a lot of people. And it was like tiered like a theater, like different levels. With a few tables on each level. It was just weird.
Oh, that is weird. How long has that been gone?
Oh, years.
Yeah.
Years ago, I never checked out, yeah. It was just, you had to come there, deal with the parking over there.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't come to Universal Studios to go to a comedy club.
No, they went to get drunk
Yeah,
and see zombies.
yeah.
Did you ever go to Universal Studios?
I have, when I was like a kid, I went a few times. I want to go again to see the Harry Potter world.
I haven't seen Harry Potter World yet.
Yeah, it should be fun.
I want to get butterbeer.
I heard it's good. I heard it tastes like butterscotch.
That's what I've heard too. I'm so excited. I was like, I want to go, but I want to go to the one in Florida.
Oh, is that bigger?
Yeah, it's bigger, and you take, like, you get on a train, you board a train, and there's like computer graphics. So when you look out the window, it looks like Harry and them are flying with you.
Sick.
And I guess they have more rides, but you have to buy like a separate ticket to go over there.
Oh.
It's not part of the park.
Always something.
Always something. I'm like, damn it. Yeah, one of our first dates was Universal Studios. It was a weird day. Like some weird shit happened. I was like, okay, I guess we're together forever now. You're stuck with me. What about you? Where was your first date?
Where did we go? I think one of the first dates was her coming with me to the Lovett's Comedy Club and watching me eat a dick. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this show. Like, I don't know if she'd ever seen me do comedy before that either. So like, the first time she'd seen me do what I do was like doing it badly.
Oh.
Yeah, but hey, still worked out.
But at least you know she stayed.
Yeah.
Like John's thing is, if you bomb, like either way I'm gonna enjoy it. If you bomb, I'm gonna laugh at you. And if you do well, I'm gonna laugh with you. So he's like, I win. I'm like, yeah, alright. You win until the divorce papers go. And then bye-bye. Now do you think you're gonna get married? Bless you.
Me probably eventually.
That's Brett coming, by the way. That's how he comes, he sneezes. So what's next? Are you just gonna do comedy? Are you are you writing anything?
I've written a few scripts here and there, but I've mainly just been writing stand-up lately.
Yeah. Like, do you want to get in movies, or do you want to just purely stay in stand-up?
I don't know. I would do acting and do movies and stuff if it, you know, if an opportunity came about, but I mostly just love doing stand-up.
Right. Who's your dream? Who do you want to like open for? Who do you want to go on the road with?
Oh, Burr.
Yeah.
Or Rogan. That'd be the best. But yeah, Burr, Rogan, or I think they're up there as my favorite guys. I'm not too.
Okay. Who's your favorite little guys? Like the ones that
Like of guys who haven't popped yet.
Yeah, the obscure ones that are.
Like I think people still don't know who Fahim is, but he's about to pop. Ian Edwards, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people who nobody knows about, like Brian Simpson and like Stephen Fury.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Laura Bites is really funny.
Yes, I've had her on the podcast. She's the only one that had to pee in the middle of the podcast and had to wrap the sheet around her and then plopped back down. Oh, it was so funny. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to massage you right now. Now, who did you watch when you were growing up?
Chris Rock, Chappelle, or like George Carlin. Those were my favorites.
Okay.
And then when Jesselnick became a thing, I loved him. With Chetberg too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a big fan of comedy in general.
No, I agree. I am too. Now, where are your parents?
My dad lives in Iran and my mom lives in Orange County.
Okay, do you visit her a lot?
Yeah, I try to. I try to go as often as I can. I should go more. I need to go soon to take a TV tour because one of her TV stopped working, so gotta get a new TV. But yeah, no, she's dope. She's great. Best cook.
Oh, what's your favorite food? If you were stuck on a desert island and you could only eat one thing.
That's tough. Like kebabs, probably say.
Okay, now I asked this to Quincy the other day. If you were stuck on a desert island and you could only have one type of porn, what would it be?
Just straight missionary cream pie.
Okay,
Just a good old boy.
it took Quincy like 5 minutes to answer. And then he was like, I like butts. I like big butts. Or schoolgirl. And I'm all, no, you're going out of the box. Like, he's like, I like college professor. I'm like, no, see, no. You're not picking one. Now, are you going to any festivals this year? Or have you went?
I don't know. We've talked about going to another festival. We really want to go to it's like, if they do it again next year, this Sundaya festival in Mexico. It's supposed to be dope. And maybe go to Burning Man next year.
Have you ever been to Burning Man?
No, but I want to go.
You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm great.
Okay, good. You're handling it well. Some people can't take the elbow. Only a few have been able to take the elbow, actually. All right. Now, what do you do to relax?
I don't know. Smoke a lot of weed. Watch a lot of TV.
What kind of TV?
I love MTV's The Challenge.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Call back.
I've been like watching a lot of Survivor lately.
Okay.
Like vintage Survivor?
Yeah, like I'm going from season 17 on. That's when it became full screen.
It's funny, my youngest was watching Survivor, the one with Richard on it. I don't know if it's the first one or not. And I was like, is this the one that Richard wins in? And he's like, Mom! And I'm like, I'm just kidding. And he's like, are you really kidding? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, he doesn't win, right? I was like, no.
It's Rudy.
I was so pissed. I didn't realize. I was like, oh, okay. He was not happy with me. All right, now my favorite question to ask to end it. What's your favorite story, non-comic, that you like to, like when you get together with family or friends and you're like, oh my God, remember that time?
Oh. I think it's a story that my mom would always tell,
Okay.
which I kind of remember, but it's like, I was like 3 at the time, so we were living in Italy and I was 3, so I don't really know if it's a real memory or if it's that I've been told the story so many times that it, got embedded as a memory that feels real.
Uh-huh.
But when I was a little kid, we were living in Italy for a year, moving from Iran to America.
Uh-huh.
And it was my sister's birthday, so she was turning 7, and she didn't want to have like babies at her birthday party, so I wasn't allowed to go downstairs. But there was this little like balcony that overlooked the birthday party, and I went to the edge of the balcony and just took a piss on all of her and her friends. And yeah.
What a brat! Oh my God. You're all star, you babies!
Yeah.
Here's some baby pee for you!
Could a baby do this?
I remember she had a blonde friend who I just aimed for.
Targeted.
Yeah.
You know what? I would have too.
Yeah.
Just any blonde, skinny, or pretty, I'd be like, yeah, you're gonna get it.
So I could projectile pee.
I figured I should mention it on this podcast before I get Me Too for it.
There you go. It was a baby pee. It was innocent.
Oh, but I had malicious intentions.
Trying to help you out. SNL Hormoz, come on. All right, how do you feel?
I feel great.
Okay, take your time getting up,
Thank you.
and then we'll do like a quick wrap up and ta-da.
Sweet. What time is it?